right. I just went onto YouTube and saw that Biden was supposed to be going, well, I think he is going. Was it, forget if it's Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. I have to look it up again and see. But anyway, he's going there to talk about infrastructure. And what happens? A bridge collapses there this morning before he goes. A snow-covered bridge collapsed where he's going to speak about infrastructure. Talk about mic drop moment. That's all I see it as, a mic drop moment. We need to take care of infrastructure. Bridge collapses, okay? So thank goodness nobody died in it. There were some people on the bridge when it collapsed that are going to the hospital, but nobody died, and so that's good. But yeah, the infrastructure problem is no joke. We have a lot of bridges and stuff that need to be repaired. A lot of the infrastructure that needs to be taken care of. So let's see what you can tell us about that, about Biden's trip there today in the infrastructure. Okay. This is about, yeah, the illusory misinformation, drama, looking at the things that, and assessing things that, yeah, just looking at the difficulties that are there, okay? That misinformation that everything's okay, you can just ignore it. Well, you can't ignore it, okay? You can't ignore it. So, yeah. A lot of things need to be taken care of. We need to take action, and it takes money, okay? It takes money, and there are so many things that are up in the air that need to be addressed. And I think it's not just the infrastructure of bridges and roadways and the internet and that type of thing. Also, he's concerned also about personal help. For people to make things better, to make things easier, okay? He wants to talk about long-term things for America, okay? That makes sense. So he wants to talk about the misinformation that's been out there, okay? The assessment that this stuff needs to be done, it needs to be taken care of. There are so many things up in the air floating around that take money. It takes money to take care of these things, and he wants to talk about the long-term things going forward for America. He wants to see a victory underneath of it all over the abuses of power that have taken place with people, with their head in the sand, with their head in the sand when it comes to taking care of these things. That we need these things for the infrastructure. We need good roadways. We need good, if you're going to get supplies to you, you need to have good roadways. You need to have good bridges. You need to have good communication. So he wants to, again, bring internet ability to places that are out in the country. Like we know Marie's Table, she's out in the country, doesn't have good internet sometimes. And so all of these things he's talking about, and also not just the heavy structure, physical structure, but also wanting to have a victory over, open the eyes of people about needing these social programs as well, social structure, and talking about underneath of it the abuses of power by those Republic uglies that have their head in the sand have been abusing it for all this time, and we're having the breakdown in society and infrastructure of all types. So it looks like that's what he wants to talk about. And looking at this, the fallacies, looking at the things that the harvest that's coming in now, because nothing has been done. Because we have those that have had their head in the sand, abused the power, okay, had not done the work, okay, and there are so many things up in the air that need to be handled, and it takes money. It takes money, and it takes putting this stuff forward. I think he may be looking at some executive things that he can do, okay, because he's looking for long-term benefits for America. So he wants to go there and talk about long-term benefits, what's needed, okay, what's needed. I think he's really aware of not wanting to abuse the power. He wants to get the Republicans and the Democrats on the same page, but that's not going to happen. He needs to, I think it would behoove him to see that no matter how nice you are, no matter how, logical and rational you are, when you have the other side that's just caustic and they'll do everything to railroad it, that he may have to use some executive, power to sign some things in that he can change by himself. Yes, you'd rather have cooperation with everyone, and I totally get that. I totally understand that. But the reality is you get some and they are in a different realm, okay? And just no matter what you do, they're not going to see it your way. No matter what you do, they're going to stay caustic and try to bring it down. When you're dealing with ones that are basically anarchists, okay, you're never going to see eye to eye. It's just not going to, it's like that divide that's happening now, between the light and the dark. It's that division that's happening, okay? Those that are in delusion will go to even greater delusion, and those that are going towards light will go to greater light, okay? So we have that divide happening, and when you're trying to bring them all together, reality check, that's not happening, okay? So on that note, I'm going to leave this here.